Hello dear friends, myself Nitin Dhawre. I welcome you all in this video tutorial series on the subject of management accounting. Friends, in the last video tutorial, we have seen the pro forma of cash budget and we have also understood the preparation of cash budget with the help of an example. In this video tutorial, we are going to understand preparation of cash budget with the help of one more example. Let us try to understand example first. In the example, it is given that ABC Company Limited, a newly started company, wishes to prepare a cash budget from January 2014. You are required to prepare a cash budget for the 6 months from the following estimated receipts and payments. We have been given total sales, material purchase, wages, production overhead, and selling and distribution overhead for 6 months ranging from January to June 2014. Some additional information is also given, in which it is said that the cash balance on 1st January 2014 was rupees 30,000. Next, a new machinery is to be installed amounted to rupees 60,000 on credit. The amount was to be paid by two equal installments in March and April month. It means the amount 60,000 will be paid in two equal installments, which will be amounting to rupees 30,000 each, will be paid in March and April month. Moving further, sales commission at the rate of 5% on total sales is to be paid within a month following the actual sales. It means whatever the estimated sales amounts are given over here, in which 5% commission on sale is to be paid, but not in the same month. It will be paid in the following months. For example, the total sales in January is 60,000 and the 5% commission on sales will be amounted to rupees 3,000. But this 3,000 will not be paid in the month of January, rather they will be paid in the month of February. Next additional information is amount on second call of shares rupees 30,000 will be received in March. Share premium amounted to rupees 6,000 is also to be received with second call. The following terms and conditions were fixed. The following terms and conditions are fixed in case of payment to creditors, receipt from debtors, and other expenditure. The period of credit allowed by supplier is 2 months. It means that we need not to make immediate payment to our supplier. Rather, we will pay the amount of goods and services we received after 2 months. Similarly, the period of credit allowed to customer is 1 month. It means we have allowed our customers to pay the amount of goods and services they received from us after 1 month. Delay in payment of overheads is 1 month. It means the overhead of the same month will be paid in the next month. Delay in payment of wages is half of the month. It means 50% of wages will be paid in the same month, and 50% of wages will be paid in next month. Likewise, the calculation of wages for the respective months will be done. Assume cash sales to be 50% of total sales. Whatever total sales are there, they consist of 50% of cash sales and 50% credit sales. So this calculation we have to make while preparing the cash budget in the let us move towards the calculation of preparation of cash budget. First of all, we have to mention the amount of opening cash balance for the month of January, and it is given in the example itself. It is 30,000. So the amount of opening cash balance in the month of January is 30,000. So we will take the amount of cash as 30,000 After taking the opening cash balance, we have to consider the estimated cash receipts. The very first cash receipt is cash sales. In the problem itself, it is said that 50% of total sales are cash sales. For example, in the month of January, total sales are 60,000. It means 50% of 60,000 is 30,000. So 30,000 for the month of January, 30,000 are cash sales and remaining 30,000 are credit sales. But in the preparation of cash budget, we separate cash sales from the credit sales. So the cash sales for the month of January, February, March, April, May and June will be rupees 30,000, 33,000, 42,000, 54,000, 45,000 and 60,000 respectively. Likewise, the credit sales for the month of January to June 2014 will be as it is calculated in the working notes. As you can see that the amount of credit sales for the month of January it will be nil. So in the month of February the amount of credit sales is 30,000. For the month of March it is 33,000, 42,000, 54,000 and 45,000 respectively. Because the credit period is of 1 month, it means the amount of credit sales in the month of January will be received in the month of February. So therefore in the month of January the amount of credit sales is nil. Why? Because the preceding month of the month of January is not given in the example itself, in the problem itself. Therefore, in the month of January, the amount will be blank. The column of amount in the month of January will be left blank. So we will take this amount in the cash budget. So amount of the credit sales for the months of January to June 2014 will be, for the month of January it is nil, for the month of February it is 30,000, 33,000, 42,000, 54,000 and 45,000 respectively. The next item is share second call. As in the additional information it is given that amount on second call of shares is rupees 30,000 to be received in March. So in the month of March, the estimated receipt of second call will be rupees 30,000. So next receipt is share premium. It is given in the additional information that share premium amounted to rupees 6,000 is also to be received with second call. So with the amount of second call, share premium is also received. So in the month of March itself, the amount of share premium received will be rupees 6,000. So moving towards the estimated cash payments. So first item of expense is wages. So we have been given additional information regarding wages. It is delay in payment of wages is half of the month. It means 50% of wages will be paid in the same month and 50% of remaining wages will be paid in the next month. So we have prepared the working notes regarding the calculation of wages. So likewise, in the month of January, the payment of wages is 6,000. In the month of February, it is 12,600, 13,500, 13,800, 12,900 and 13,500 respectively. So we have to take these amounts in the cash budget. So the payment of wages, estimated payment of wages in from the months of January to June 2014 will be 6,000, 12,600, 13,500, 13,800, 12,900 and 13,500 respectively, as it is calculated as per the working notes. Next item of expense is sale commission at the rate of 5%. As in the as per given in the additional information, it is said that sales commission at the rate of 5% on total sales is to be paid within a month following the actual sales. It means the sales commission on the total sales of respective months will be paid in the next month. For example, in the month of January, total sales are 60,000, but the amount of sales commission on the total sales will be paid in the next month. So if you calculate the sales commission in the month of January, as per the rate of as per the 5% rate, it will be 3,000 rupees. But this 3,000 rupees will not be paid in the month of January, they will be paid in the month of February. Likewise, we have to calculate the commission on sales in the respective months. So the commission on sales in the month of February will be 6,000, and in the month of March we have to calculate the commission on sales on the amount of 66,000 rupees. So the commission on sales from January to June 2014 will be rupees. For the month of January, it is left blank because as before the month of January, no month is given. The preceding month is absent. Therefore, in the month of January, the amount of commission on sales is absent. But in the month of February, March, April, May and June, it is there. We can calculate as per the amounts of total sales which are given in the respective months. So next item of expense is plant installment. As you see in the additional information, it is given that a new machinery is to be installed amounted to rupees 60,000 on credit. The amount was to be paid by two equal installments in the month of March and April. We have purchased, it is estimated to purchase one machinery of rupees 60,000, and the payment of the 60,000 are made in the month of March and April equally. It means in the month of March and April, the amount of rupees 30,000 will be paid towards the installment of plant established. Next item of expense is production overhead. So production overheads. In case of production overheads, there is one adjustment, there is one additional information. What is that additional information? Delay in payment of overheads is 1 month. It means the production overheads of the same month will not be paid in the same month, rather they will be paid in the next month. So likewise, if we see in the example itself, the amount of production overhead in the month of January is 9,600. So rather paying 9,600 in the month of January, we shall make the payment of this amount in the month of February. In the month of March, the payment of 10,200 will be done. So likewise, we have to make the payment of production overheads in the respective months. So the amounts of production overheads for the months of January to June 2014 will be rupees. For the month of January, it is absent because the preceding month of January is absent. Therefore, we cannot ascertain the value of production overhead in the month of January. So in the month of February, March, April, May and June, it is there. Next item of expense is selling and distribution overheads. The same uh, additional information, the same practice will be applied to the calculation of selling and distribution overheads as it is calculated in the production overheads. So the amount of selling and distribution overheads will be 2400 for the month of February, 2700, 2700, 3000 and 2700 for the month of June 2014. Payment to creditors. As we can see in the example, the amount of material purchase is given for the months of January to June 2014. But there is one additional information regarding the material purchase. What is that additional information? The period of credit allowed by our supplier is 2 months. It means whatever material is purchased in the respective months, rather making the payment of the material purchase in the same month, we make the payment after 2 months as the credit period is allowed to us by our suppliers. So the working note regarding the purchase of material is calculated over here. So in the month of January and February, there is no any amount of material purchase because the preceding month of January are absent. Therefore, we cannot ascertain the amount of material purchase for the month of January and February. But it can be ascertained for the month of March, April, May and June, as the amount of material purchase in the month of January will be paid in the month of March as per the credit period allowed to us by our supplier. So the amount of payment to creditors will be 60,000, 42,000, 42,000 and 66,000 respectively. So after taking all the receipts and payments, all the amounts regarding the receipts and payments, estimated payments, we we ascertain the total of receipts and total of payments to find out the closing cash balance in the respective months. So we shall make the payment of total receipts. So the total of opening cash balance and total receipts amounting to rupees 60,000. So likewise we have to make the payment, we have to make the total of estimated cash payments. So the total of estimated cash payments is amounting to rupees 6,000. So after making the total of receipts and total of payments, we can ascertain with the help of these amounts, with the help of these figures, we can ascertain the amount of closing cash balance. So the amount of closing cash balance in the month of January, it is 54,000. As we know that the closing balance of the current month will be the opening balance for the next month. So in February, the opening cash balance will be rupees 54,000 and the total of cash balance and total receipts will be rupees 1,17,000 and total of estimated payments will be rupees 27,600 and after deducting total receipts from the total payments we will get the closing cash balance for the month of February and it is rupees 89,400. So this 89,400 will be taken as opening cash balance in the month of March. So in the month of March, the total of receipts is 2,400,000 and the total of payments is rupees 1,19,400. So after deducting the total estimated payments from the total of receipts, we will get the amount of closing cash balance for the month of March. The closing cash balance of the month of March will be taken as opening cash balance in the month of April. So the total receipts in the month of April will be amounting to rupees 1,77,000 and total estimated cash payments will be rupees 1,02,900 and the closing cash balance will be amounting to rupees 74,100. So opening cash balance in the month of May is rupees 74,100 and the total of opening balance and cash receipts will be rupees 1,73,100. So total of estimated cash payments is 73,800. So by deducting total estimated payments from the total of receipts, we will get the amount of closing cash balance in the month of May. So this closing cash balance of rupees 99,300 will be the opening cash balance for the month of June. So the total of cash balance, opening cash balance plus cash receipts will be rupees 2,04,300 and the total of estimated cash payments in the month of June will be rupees 96,300 and the amount of closing cash balance will be rupees 1,08,000. So in this way we have to prepare cash budget with the help of given illustration, or we can say with the help of given problem. I hope you would have understood this problem in a good manner. मित्रांनो, नवीन व्हिडिओचे नोटिफिकेशन मिळवण्यासाठी चॅनलला लाईक, शेअर आणि सबस्क्राईब करायला विसरू नका. धन्यवाद.